and good morning to St. Kitts and Nevis, to the regional and international diaspora. Good morning. Once again, we do sincerely apologize for the late start of our program. We had a few technical difficulties. These have since been sorted, and we are on, and we thank you for waiting on us and tuning in. Just to remind you, we're being simulcast on TVC channel of 40. We're on Facebook as well as YouTube. On your FM dial, for those of you who can catch us, we are at 98.9. Just to remind you, our local number, or of our numbers, I'll start with our local number. It is 466-0989 in the US, 1-305-921-4619, or 1-718-285-6984 in the UK, 0333. That's 3 3s 440065. Good morning to you and over there. To start off this morning, we have some hot topics. So we have the 100-man trip. We have bars being located, prime lands being secured to relocate bars to Frigate Bay and Cockleshell Beach. We know the deadline for that is April the 7th to move. In regional news, locals in Jamaica march to thank Cubans. And in international news, Joe Kent resigns over Iran's war, as President Trump said, and I quote, "I was told he was a nice guy. He said he liked the guy, but he is weak on security. It's a good thing he's out because he said Iran was not a threat," end quote. I didn't say that. The President of the United States said that. So as we begin this morning, I just want to touch on the Frigate Bay, well, the Friars Bay, sorry, situation. Okay, caller, we hear you, but just let me speak on this and then I'll get to you. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis secures prime Frigate Bay and Cockleshell Bay locations so beach bars can operate legally in two of the island's tourism hotspots. Now, there was a court. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island Sea.
Thank you, Cortesia. Going right into you guys. I just want to share something quickly. We have some great news coming out of Mali. The president of Mali, Assimi Goïta, have just shared 18 billion francs to the community from the resources of Mali, where the population, the people are benefiting from their own resources. I thought I might just share that to show the level of governance that is taking place in Mali. You know, in as much as the currency that is in these African countries, the fact that Assimi Goïta, the military leader of Mali, is now taking ownership of the resources of Africa, specifically Mali, and now sharing it within the communities. And Cortesia and Troy, you know, the continent has been labeled as a dark, poverty-stricken continent. And we know that these Western African countries, they are, you know, it is painful sometimes to see. Elders have to travel miles to get a clean drink of water. And, you know, I say kudos to Assimi Goïta for that initiative where he's now using the resources and putting it back into the community where the people can benefit from their resources. Now, on the other flip side of that, guys, a court in Belgium have ruled that a former diplomat, Etienne Devion, who is now 93 years old, who was involved in the unlawful detention and transfer of Patrice Lumumba, is now being taken to court. Now, this gentleman, Etienne Devion, he was also the vice president of the European Commission. Journey is highlighting what we've been experiencing ever since they created this world. This is their world. And we have to ask ourselves, we know that they have studied us. We know how they see us. When they see us, But when are we going to see them for what they are? And Hortensia and Troy, this is not Journey being bitter or fixated on them. Like I said, this is their world. They have created this world. And in doing so, they have taken us away from who we are and what we ought to be. They know who we are. They have studied us. They know what they are not. I want our people to wake up to our reality. Now, we might think that we don't belong, or we think, well, we are in the diaspora and we are cut off. But we know what we are facing in our area here, because make no mistake, guys, the Destiny Project in Nevis, it is not just in St. Kitts Nevis these things are taking place. Almost all the Caribbean islands. Now, they are all over the earth. We are all over the earth. They put borders and barriers and red tape to secure against us that we have to apply for a visa to go here or there. But they are free to roam. And we are the salts of the earth. Now, guys, don't get me wrong. Because what I am saying is that when we see ourselves and when we start loving ourselves, today we are killing ourselves. And yes, I am aware of how we are amongst ourselves. Because you see, all that we are facing is what they impose on us. Our education, our politics, and religion. It is all external. And this is why I am here trying to share knowledge. Guys, I said, from the time I left school, I serve tables. Now, I've traveled because, I'm good at what I do. And it's an industry where it is very lucrative for me in the hotel industry. And this is not me being boasting, guys. I've been to Europe and I've been to America and I've visited the museums. And I saw our artifacts in the museums, and they're making billions of it on a daily basis, Sunday to Sunday. In London, in France, in America. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? In the 21st century, where we have information at our fingertips, and yet we're still going along to get along. Guys, when I came across this clip from the court in Belgium, are they trying to appease us now by saying that they're going to bring this guy to justice at the age of 93? To make us feel appeased for what they did to Patrice Lumumba? The whole of Belgium, in my view, should be brought to justice. Because King Leopold slaughtered millions of our Africans in Belgium, in the Congo. King Leopold took ownership of the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And you think that all the wealth that he accumulated from rubber, that the offspring of Belgium today did not benefit from that? And now they want to say that they're going to bring this man to justice, as if, well, what happened to those that benefited from the unaliving of our people and our resources? And here we are just quiet. Now, Hortensia and Quint, you may not be aware of this, but you can do your research. Just Google Etienne Davidson. It's right there. It will pop up. Try have a way of asking, where did you get this from? Well, just Google his name. So guys, when are we going to see them for what they are? And, we just say, oh, well, that happened in the past. It doesn't affect us today. Like, really? What Trump is doing is any different to what they did then? So doesn't it bother us? Guys, come on. We so got to be real and face our reality.
But Journey, what can we do from this end?
Hortensia, as stated already. Now, we have intelligent people, and let me say this. I'm not intelligent, but I'm knowledgeable.
So what makes
I've
one
been saying
intelligent?
all along, Hortensia, we are divided, and we being divided, we are being manipulated.
Okay.
Our division came from them, and it have worked for them. We have to unite. And our unity has to come with us being knowledgeable of who we are or who were before us. Potential, the DNA, the wisdom of our ancestors is within our DNA. All we have to do is to reactivate it. Go within yourself, Hortensia and Joy. There are questions to be asked. I mean, have you ever questioned the system?
Okay. All right, Jenny, we have a next call on the line.
All right.
All right, thank you for your contribution as usual. Caller, good morning. You're live in Allen T. Okay, so we have a next caller? I can't hear you, Troy. Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live in Allen T. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Hortensia. Fifth in the background like usual, and the listeners. Yeah, I guess you didn't even get the chance to set the president this morning, but Journey, I think you did a great job. Still, great job there, Journey, by setting the tone for today's discussion. And I was hoping, and I'm happy that he did, tie this into that Destiny project about what he was saying about that man over there in Belgium. It seems like he's going to be charged now for the death of Patrick Lumumba. Yeah, Journeyman and the listeners, we in Nevis, we have gone astray. The place is in a mess. The place is super duper corrupted, and nobody wants to do the work to clean up the mess. The laws that are being passed are only geared towards the common man. And there's a case that was heard and was ruled on a judge, the Sankofa case. That was about the Rastafarians getting the legal right by the Constitution. I don't have all the knowledge of this case, but this stuff needs to be spoken about, and the government needs to come forward and clarify this stuff.
Okay.
Hortensia, I guess you guys at winnfm should make an attempt to bring the Attorney General on, because we had a high-profile person on Nevis got arrested recently, and the man says his rights are being infringed upon. And my basic advice to that person is if he thinks his rights was violated, he should bring a suitcase against the police and the system and the government. And I'll leave that there. But definitely we see the Sankofa case was about the Rastafarians and their religious rights and their sacraments and stuff like that. And then the government spun that off and went after medical marijuana. The Sankofa case was nothing about medical marijuana. So the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, they need the clarity, because we've seen people are being arrested still. We need to know what are these arrests about. If arrests are legal or illegal. And lastly, yesterday, actually, I was wanting to make a last point yesterday about, the points I was making about persons who was natural born being blocked from being on them ballot. At least if you're the natural born citizen, if you go abroad and get a foreign passport, you should at least get to participate in being a parliamentarian. If they want to hold that prime ministership back, we will still be able to make a contribution. But I'll leave that there. And all I can say going forward, man, maybe I don't like the trajectory that St. Kitts Nevis is on. As one person, I can't take them off of that path. But the place is tribal, and it's not a good look. And that Belgium reference that Journey made earlier,
Mm-hmm.
here we have Belgians who are coming in to try to take over Nevis with that Destiny project.
Yeah.
And I'm calling out the Reparations Committee again. They need to stand up and speak up against that Destiny project. They need to come forward. We know
But
who that lady
Bill,
is. Call her.
even if they speak up, we see that the powers that be are still gonna go forward with it. So
And if they go forward,
what
and,
else can we do?
Mac
That's what I
Mahon,
was asking Journey. What else can we do? We're all
so
talking.
Mac Mahon made some points yesterday or the day before. He said, when I came in with these issues, this can't be real democracy. The premier himself has a way of saying, "Oh, we have a robust democracy," but if he tried to push that Destiny project forward against the voices of the people, he's going against the will of the people. That can't be real democracy. That is dictatorial. And I was listening to him on a podcast last week, I think that was, or maybe the week before now. He was on a podcast. And you know what the words that came out of his mouth at the end of the podcast? He said, when masters call, we should jump. We should be ready. And I don't know if some person paid attention to those words coming out the premier mouth, but I surely did. And it just shows and tells me where these guys' mindset are. They are selling out the place, and we're just going to lose Sinkers and Nevis to foreigners. We're going to become slaves. We're going to become servants in our own country all over again. And I'll leave it there, man. You guys, thanks a lot.
Thank you for your contributions, Bill. That's true. As you said, Journey started the ball rolling, which is true, because if Belgium did such atrocities to Africa, and it's a Belgian that's gonna start the Destiny project over there, people are gonna be concerned because what about us?
Belgium, sorry, Johnny did ask the question, what about the others? I am thinking two things. One, better late than never. And two, the longest journey begin with the first step. So this might very well be the start of the entire process. And along the line, the others will
The start
be
of the process
brought to
of
justice.
what? Of us? You mean this elderly person being brought to justice? But what is the benefit to us, as he said? What is the benefit? Why put a man that's 93 to the stakes now? Why? How does it benefit us? Does it tell the younger ones that are coming up, this is not how you treat people, this is not what you do? Look, we have the president of the U.S. He's saying he's going to take Cuba soon. How is he going to take Cuba? Why are you taking Cuba? Why don't you let people run their own affairs once they're not infringing on yours?
And he has also said he's going to drop bombs on Iran for fun.
Listen, this man just think it's a joke, and it's not a joke. When it was his time to go in the army, he hid. He suddenly was sick. He never went in. Now he wants to send people children.
You will full cartons.
I'm not sorry. He want to send people children to die?
You punching hard, girl.
As the man says, he can't. This man, Joe Kent, he lost his wife in combat. She died because of a suicide bomber. And I don't understand why. Left 2 young kids behind. I don't understand why he wants to send people, young children, to fight a war. An unnecessary war. Following people and not having, as most people in the US say, not having the full gist of what is really happening. And as he said, how can the man say, Iran is not a threat? Did Iran come and say we're going to pick trouble with the US? No, they didn't. They were in talks. They were hoping for talks too, but they went and showed themselves. So now he's putting everybody at risk.
That's something I find strange. I mean, if the guy speaks the truth and he's moving from his heart, he cannot take it because Iran, they're not a threat.
Yeah, they weren't doing anything.
He resigned, and the president is going to say a good thing he resigned because he's chatting nonsense.
Exactly. Once you're not on his side is a good thing, and he suddenly doesn't like you anyway. So such is life with this man. He really thinks he's on his game show, The Apprentice. He really thinks he could just, as somebody else said, that's on his side. Or maybe the guy knew he was going to be fired, so he resigned quickly. The guy wasn't going to be fired. The guy just stood on precedence. I'm not doing this. I lost a whole wife for something like this already. I'm not going to go through this again.
Could that be the beginning of the end as well? Could other persons, Republicans or whoever, in similar positions?
Yeah, we see a lot of people. Look, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she left. We saw the prosecutors that they were trying to get to work against work for the officer that shot Renee Good resigned. So people are not playing with their jobs or these people
Conscience.
Exactly. So they're not for him and he doesn't like it, and suddenly you're weak and suddenly he doesn't like you anyway. If he can laugh of a prisoner of war when he hid, when he suddenly was sick every time duty come around, who is he? Caller, go ahead, you're live on Island Tea. Good morning, and we may have to break shortly as we have guests in studio for 9 o'clock.
Okay. Yes. Greetings in the name of Jesus Christ, the only Savior of sinners, from the sins and from hell, by the gospel only, through faith only, according to the Bible only. Now, one of the things I would like to mention is this. Does our Prime Minister, you know, people have been saying, okay, there are documents before the Prime Minister to sign where this Destiny project is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question is, if money has to be presented to the Prime Minister to sign those documents and give his approval, does he have the strength, the courage, and the virtue to refuse a bribe? That's a question I would like to ask. There's another issue, but since you're so close to 9 o'clock, I'm going to cut this call, and maybe later on, if I get a chance, come to my other issue.
All right. Thank you, Greg, for your consideration. So we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to have our guest in studio for our next segment. Listen, this morning is just rough. Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is
could win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4, you could get it all.
Yes, playing Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with Pick 3 and $10,000 with Pick 4 when you play the Mega Ball.
You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball.
Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Buster! We run things, things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Lads and in charge, like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste, Buster, bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster, live in full color.
Buster!
¿Listo para jugar pale, quiniela y tripleta? Con el juego Caribbean Numbers puedes convertir tus números favoritos en grandes premios en efectivo, hasta $20,000. Por tan solo $1, elige tus números y juega a tu manera. Quiniela, pale o tripleta, el que tú prefieras. Acierta los números ganadores y gana efectivo. Es divertido y tan fácil como 1, 2, 3. Tus números a tu manera. Es tu momento. Siente la emoción en cada jugada. Disponible en cualquier agente del Caribbean Lottery en toda la isla. Debes tener 21 años o más para jugar. Por favor, juega responsablemente.
Do you want to know what's happening in sport? Tune in to On The Ball, a weekly tour show which is on winnfm 98.9 every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. with me, your host, Troy Biff Mills. We will keep you on the ball with our variety of guests and, of course, your calls, discussing the facts and the stats and sharing your opinions. Get on the ball and stay on the ball by tuning into On The Ball with Troy Biff Mills on winnfm 98.9 every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. and also on Facebook and YouTube. Be on the ball.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Tire treads gone? Going bald? Don't let this be you. It's time for new tires from TDC Automotive. As the month rolls along, buy 2 or more tires and get 20% off your purchase. Get more savings and safer driving for the roads ahead. Visit TDC Automotive today at Southwell Industrial Estate in St. Kitts or Penny's Industrial Estate Nevis. TDC Automotive, #1 for a reason. Terms and conditions apply. Offer valid while stocks last.
And we're back on Island T just about 9 minutes after the hour of 9. I was told that I'm low, so if I'm still low, please let me know. This is the only way we can improve. For those of you that are listening, we appreciate all your critique. It only makes us, as we continue along, there is something that I mentioned at the top of the hour, the trip that's going to happen. So let me just get there and we will go. Okay, let's go from here. Here we go.
You'll see a very large jet land on the tarmac, which will take a lot of people. So you'll have.
How many is a lot, Prime Minister?
If I look at the number, I think it's over 100. It's a significant number. If not that, it's very close to 100.
Okay,
but a significant number. It's a lot. And so this trip that I'm taking, I'm going to do 5 critical trips to all the continents because I've traveled and made the contacts and opened doors. I'm going to take our people to West Africa, which I'm doing on Saturday. I'm going to take our people to North America, both the US and Canada. I'm going to take our people to South America. I'm going to take them to Europe, and I'm going to take them to Asia. So I'm going to take them to the 5 continents. You'll see a very large jet land on the tarmac.
Okay, caller, go ahead. And we do apologize. Our guest had their days mixed up. So the interview is tomorrow and not today, and it will be changing the age of consent, so you can tune in for that tomorrow. Okay, go ahead, caller. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Now you were just playing the tape of the Prime Minister, and what I wanted to ask, with these 100 comrades that he's taking on this so-called trip, who's paying for that? Is it the taxpayers? Or coming out of his pocket?
Well, I don't know if it's the connections. I don't know if that large jet that's going to come, if it's being sent from Africa. Remember, he said he made connections, and maybe those connections are what are paying for the trips for now. But hopefully, maybe we can get him in studio and ask him these questions, because that's the only assumption I can make. And that's my assumption. I don't know for sure.
But you would think he make these so-called connections. You would think if you're making connection, you're making connection that will come bring some industry ideas for the country to build the country, increase the people's knowledge and stuff like that. These connections, what they seem to be connecting. They're not connecting because then. Where is the industry that's supposed that he should be bringing?
But Cleo, maybe that's why he's taking them, so that they can go and see the connections, because we don't know who's going on the trip yet. We don't know what is the purpose for the trip. We just know we're going to see a big jet on Saturday at the airport, and 100, close, as he said, almost 100 persons will be going out. We don't know why they're going, and maybe we'll get the answers as things go along. But for now, we just know they are going, and I wonder, I see varying things saying Nigeria and whatever. I wonder if all these persons are going to go to all 5 continents. That is one of my questions. But I can't get the answer just yet.
I sure the farmers then will be telling him the time he spends jet setting here, there, and everywhere, need to get the agriculture industry up where you can sustain itself, the country.
I saw an article that says he's asking us to conserve, but he's spending. And I don't know if he's spending, as I said. I was just quoting from that article. But
the whole thing about it, like you say, he's asking the citizen to conserve, but he don't seem like he's conserving anything. I mean, I see a thing where they put out a list where the prime ministers and of the different Caribbean islands, how much their salary is, how much money they're making. He's over 90-something thousand US. Now this US, now he's in a Caribbean country, but I guess they're thinking it up in US. And I'm sure that don't involve all the extra perks when they come into the U.S. All the little money they get just for jumping on a plane.
But caller, I think you asked some pertinent questions, and there are 57 questions perhaps. What is the reason for this trip? What are the objectives? That's one. Two, when is it going to be? Three, how long is it going to be for? Going the 1st of April, coming back the 30th, I don't know. Four, what are the criteria for selecting the 100 persons? Are they going to be all civil servants? Are we going to have some from Nevis? Are we going to have some from all the parties in St. Kitts and Nevis? So that is 5 sets of people: PLP, PAM, Labour, CCM, NRP. Well, there's another party, that ran the elections, isn't it? Yes. So.
Listen. I think election is on his forefront, his frontal, as we would say. I think election is there, and I think they're doing everything now. They say that people are not pleased, and our citizens, they're so easily bribed. A lot of the people who are talking out against them is their very own supporters. Show them a little token, and we get them back on our side. I think it's just another form of bribery.
But Carla, you're gonna why with your thinking you're gonna bribe 100 people to get them back on your side. But how many will you lose by carrying those 100 people and not being able to justify it?
But you see the thing with our politicians, they're limited in their thinking. Sad to say they're limited in their thinking because they think they only need a certain set of people because they think I already have these dum-dums over here. They're not thinking that far ahead. They're not even thinking of the future. So the dum-dum them all we're gonna do is like you remember they have a saying all you gotta put the lipstick on the pig and they're gonna still vote for the party. So they figure they got the small dum-dums over here that don't worry about them. Then there's the least. The big one them that we know that go out that can convince the little dum-dum to stay where you at. Those are who they want to keep in their corner. They don't care about the small man because they know their mind already done set there. No matter what they do, they'll never vote no other way. So they don't worry about them there.
But isn't that the problem? Because we are just voting along party lines. Could St. Kitts and Nevis, could any country become any better? Shouldn't it be clear, yes, I'm supporting you, I love you to death, but clear you're doing nonsense, so I cannot support you, I cannot vote for you, clear. No matter whether I'm family or friend or whatever.
Which that's the way it should be. But again, you put the lipstick on the pig. They still are when the pig biting them, they still don't vote for the pig.
So what do you think we may be able to do, or what do you think can be done to change our mentals, change how we think, so we actually vote on issues and we vote on the character of the individuals we are being asked to vote for? And this again is for any country, it's for any party. Do you think anything can be done?
But it's all a mindset, and I can't get up in nobody's mind. Everybody have to think their own mind. It's your mindset. You got to look at where you're at and where you want to go.
Bearing in mind, also, caller, whether we like it or not, Satan has followers, so, some people will tell you.
Repeat what you say?
Oh, boy.
Satan has followers. People believe that Satan is the best thing since sliced bread.
Of course he got followers. Let me tell you, as a child of God, right? Sometimes I even wonder, look me, it's easier to get somebody to do wrong than to do good. So of course he got followers. I mean, even the Bible tells you in the last days, right will become wrong and wrong will become right. Ain't we seen it?
Wow.
We've seen it.
Yeah, that is so correct. And it is sad.
Yeah.
Didn't they say give us Barabbas? Give us
Exactly.
I love that caller. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot that.
We shouldn't be surprised. Anyway, I'm going to come off. Let somebody else come in.
All right, Cleo. Thank you as usual. Oh, boy. this Wednesday, not Wednesday at all. Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T.
We lost that
And I want to
caller.
know, will all sectors of society concerned be included on this trip? And I was hoping to see the farmers. I don't know if they're coming today, because I want to know if the farming committee is going as well, or community is going as well, because we see agriculture is thriving. I don't think they're going to those places, Burkina and Mali and those. But I have to research and see if agriculture is a booming industry in Nigeria. Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Hey, greetings. Observation concerning the Prime Minister yesterday. Number one, he was late, as usual.
Oh, gosh.
You say you were hoping to get him on the program to find out certain things. Well, Mr. McMahon asked him who would be paying for that. He never did answer it.
No, he never answered.
I don't think you would get one either. I don't think we will get one.
Oh, so Mr. McMahon first me.
Everything is so tight-lipped. And the other host, I try to remember his name.
Biff?
He was wondering, well, who these other people, they're all comrades.
No,
There's no other party.
I'm going to defend the Prime Minister here, caller. I do not think the Prime Minister is going to carry all comrades. I do not think all 100 people are going to be comrades. I
Caller,
really don't think
prove
so.
him wrong.
Except for
oh boy,
maybe these civil servants who he say will be there. I don't know the purpose of them going, since is the program here outlined. But I prepare to wager you on that.
Well, I could. This is my thinking of the 100 persons. We have five parties, 6 parties. Let's say 5 parties in St. Kitts.
Okay, let's hear this.
So 5 into 100, that's 20.
20.
I do not think it's going to be 20 people from every party. But let us go down to, say, 5 from the other 4 parties, except the ruling party. So that's 20 persons there. And then out of the other 80, I think they're going to be split across the different sectors of the islands. Tourism, agriculture, engineering, health, etc. Creative economy. We can't forget that creative economy and culture. And of course, sports. I can't forget that. I mean, I won't mind being in the 100 as a sports journalist and the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Table Tennis Association. But seriously, the criteria, what are you using to select who? I think those are critical questions that need to be asked. And it's not a case of just picking Biff and selecting Biff because Biff is good looking or not so good looking, or Biff is from Sandy Point, FSP where the best be. There have to be criteria. I didn't hear it, and I got a call to say that he was on Freedom and invited me to tune in, but I couldn't at the time. And so I'll now have to go back and listen it in its entirety. And I was told that, well, the person who called me mentioned the hospital, a concern about the Basti High costing more than the hospital.
Okay.
I have a little challenge with that, but that's a different discussion for a different day. And the thing about it, Cartencia, maybe that trip is justified, eh? But the question,
with what?
I don't know. There has to be some justification.
But
reasonable.
tell us what the trip is about.
That is the problem I have. I'm going to ask.
The fact that Mr. McMahon asked. Mr. McMahon, I hope you're listening so you can come in after the caller. And didn't get an answer. So then, you see, and these are the things. We promise transparency, but we're not being transparent. Tell us we're carrying 100 people to learn something about farming, about extra boat tourism, about art, etc., etc. Don't just tell us we're going to see a big plane pull up and 100 people going to be going out on Saturday. That's not, no.
This is what I keep saying, Cartencia, and I don't care who it is. I feel extremely offended when you are disrespecting my levels of intelligence. I'm not the brightest person in the world. I'm not the dunces either. But when you disrespect my intelligence, I mean,
You feel a type of way.
yes, I feel a type of way. I don't do that. So I'm extremely cautious with the choice of words I use when I'm speaking to anybody. Because I know it's easy when I say something I mean A, but you interpret it as B,
Yeah,
and
different.
you'll be offended because of how or what I say. And I don't know. But we have another caller, Hortensia.
Caller, go ahead. You're live in Island Tea. Good morning. And
Good
caller,
morning,
thank you.
good morning.
Oh, you're right here. How are you?
Yes. I hope that means I'm going to live long.
Indeed.
That's my name
Very
call.
long.
But anyway, yeah, I wondered whose scatterbrain scheme this was, to be quite honest. Because that is all that I could call it at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And as Biff was saying, you know, you're gonna please 100 people and displease thousands, because they're gonna, in the absence of any kind of criteria, they are gonna be wondering, why not me? Okay? How could you have something like this without clearly defined criteria? I mean, trade missions and cultural exchanges and you know, export promotions, those kinds of things are good, are fine, but they must be properly thought out and properly implemented. And this is anything but. This, you see how we get this thing at the last minute? Did you hear any advertisement or anything of this? No, nothing.
So you know Tuesday for Saturday.
Right. Okay, and it raises so many questions. There's the suggestion. People are already suggesting, because obviously, you know, I'm gonna look at how this is defended. It's gonna have a hard time defending this, because people are already saying, making the assessment in the absence of criteria, that this is about rewarding probably campaign people or rallying them for an upcoming election, or trying to divert attention or scrutiny from the frequent flying of the Prime Minister himself. And it's a good way to divert attention and get people talking about other things. Okay? So people are, in the absence of information, people are going to speculate. All right? And the thing about it is, did you see this in the 2026 budget?
I was thinking about that, you know, caller.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like they're paying for it, though, caller.
Huh?
Because
well, when I called, well, that was one of the questions I asked him, right? If
and I was told you didn't get an answer by the previous caller.
Oh, I got an answer. Well, if you read through the lines, you would have heard the answer. Listen carefully.
Okay.
What he said, because I specifically mentioned that other previous administrations had done a similar thing with less people, much less people, but a similar thing. I remember, for instance, a choral group going to Nigeria back in Douglas administration.
Yeah.
I remember the trip to Dubai by some, was it students or some a group went, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Students,
right. And I mentioned that, and his response essentially was, we can't leave this. I asked specifically if it was a donor involved, if somebody was sponsoring private concerns or whatever was sponsoring the trip. And he said, basically, this is not something that you could leave up to private donors. And well, what would you glean from that?
Government paying for it?
Yes, of course. You're not paying for that.
Taxpayers paying for that. And that is where we have a problem. Where is the Public Accounts Committee? I hope the Director of Audit is taking note, right? Because I don't know how, as it is, based on what we know, based on what we know, a trip like this can be justified when you're asking, as somebody said, to cut your garment according to your cloth, or tighten your belts and those kind of things. It just seems strange that something like this would happen. Not even a lottery to say, well, give some young people between what and what age the chance of going. No. Look, I'm convinced that this government doesn't really care whether it win or lose next election.
You don't think so?
They're just having I feel so. They're just out to have a good time, right?
Interesting call.
Yeah,
Extremely interesting.
I don't think so. I think they care because remember the Prime Minister said he wants to do or he intends to do 2 terms. So I think he cares. So maybe this is a next ploy. Because if you carry 100 people, right, and these 100 people know a good bit of people, they could say, boy, vote for Nevis, you're going to get through. How about that?
But they are, he didn't carry other, there are thousands others that he didn't carry. And remember too, no.
But the thousands others going to hope when they get back in, they get the chance. How about that?
But the thing is, right, he actually had the audacity to say that there would be 4 other trips. There's no assessment of the one that's coming yet.
So this trip is just to Nigeria. It's not to anywhere else.
Apparently, just to Nigeria.
Because remember, he said he's taking the trip to the 5 continents.
5 continents.
Yeah.
I didn't get the impression that it would be on this one trip.
Okay, so this one trip is just to Nigeria. Okay.
Right.
But in all fairness to the Prime Minister, last year about October or November, some persons went. Well, it was decided a delegation is going to a cultural delegation. Well, no, that's not correct. A delegation comprising of creatives was going to Nigeria. My understanding is it happened with 2 sets of flights. One flight went, and the creatives were at the airport, went to check in, only to be told that the flight has been cancelled, and they didn't go. So half the contingent went, and the cultural contingent didn't go. And even then, they knew they were also going back sometime in March. So they knew since last year, October, November, when they were to go first, that there would have been a trip back to Nigeria.
So this is going to carry them? This is going to carry them? Do you know that for sure?
I don't know. I know we're trying to get the Prime Minister on WinFM, or even at least his press secretary.
Yep.
But I have a question, caller, before you slip away. How often has the Prime Minister been on the national radio station, and 2 other stations like Freedom and, sorry, not Freedom, WinFM and Van Radio, even Sugar City? In the last 10 times the Prime Minister, I don't know, and I'm picking a number, the last 10 times the Prime Minister has been on air, and I'm not talking about his monthly press conferences and his round table. What station has he been on for the last 10 times?
Last 10 times?
And I just picked a figure. Let us go 5, the last 5 times.
He's made the rounds more on, I think, on Freedom.
Okay, caller. So why Freedom? Why not share it up? Why not come to, even if he goes to Freedom 3 times and he goes to WinFM once and ZIZ once?
Right.
And what about Van Radio? There are divisions there.
And
what even about Dominion Radio? Because the Christians are voters as well.
Well,
Mr. McMahon,
that's all. You should ask the campaign strategist that, okay? But my concern is, right, I mean, this is, to me, this is wasting money when you do these kinds of spur of the moment things and do these things without proper planning. And like I said, it's good that young people have a chance to expand their horizons and so on. But do an assessment. The thing has to be cost effective. You can't tell me you're going to do a trip. Okay, they did the one with half the creatives, for instance. What has been the assessment of that? Have you seen, what were the results of that? Apart from somebody getting a trip. These are things you have to ask. And you can't be flippant with taxpayers' money like that. If the party was paying for it, if some rich donor or something was paying for it, fine. But when it comes to public funds, that makes the world of difference. Okay, and people should question. And I don't like the smell of it being something like destiny type marketing of which comes close to bribery. I don't like it one bit.
Caller, I really apologize. I have to intrude, but it's now 9:34. We have the agriculture coming up, and we must go to
farmers, please, not the agriculture.
Somehow I'm thinking agriculture, farmers, agriculture. But thank you very much for understanding, and thank you for your input. And of course, we invite you to call back, even Voices, because I'll be hosting Voices. Then I have a strong suspicion, Cartensia. It will be centered around the 100 people going to the 5 countries.
Listen, if you see the memes, people want to know how to sign up for the world tour and all kind of thing. People salty. Listen,
is it going to be a lottery?
Y'all should see the memes. But we'll take that break and we'll be right back with the farmers.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Ooh.
The Mega Ball. You could win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4 and you could get all.
Yes, playing Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. Now you can win more with the Mega Ball. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with the Pick 3 and a big $10,000 with the Pick 4. Don't wait, play today. Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide.
You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball.
Must be 21 and over to play.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Unlock the secrets to a healthier you. Join Dr. Natalie Osborne every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. on WinFM 98.9 for Weekly Dose. During this 30-minute health discussion, we aim to educate and empower our listeners on the prevention of diseases, early diagnosis, and timely intervention. Don't miss out on this informative health talk where we teach you to live your best life. Weekly Dose, Tuesdays on WinFM 98.9.
Heritage matters to me. Heritage matters to you. Join me, Percival Hanley, this coming Friday and every other Friday at 10 a.m. to 12 noon for Heritage Matters on Win Media SKN 98.9. Heritage matters to me. Heritage matters to you.
And it's just about 38 minutes after the hour of 9. And in our last segment this morning, we have Farm Report. And we have Troy in studio with us. Troy, good morning. Well, a second Troy. Good morning and welcome back to the studios. And thanks for joining us for Farm Report today.
And good morning. Good morning to all our listeners. It's another Wednesday, another Farm Report. Yeah, I'm happy to be in the studio, as you wake up this morning, you give all the glory and the praise to God. And for those of us who wake up in good health, we say, praise be to God.
Amen.
And those who wake up not so healthy, the fact that you have life, you have hope. So I'm glad to be in the land of the living.
Cortensia, with your permission, can I take a first crack at Troy? You would have heard about the 100 persons going to the 5-continent Troy. I've been making the argument earlier that I expect persons in the agriculture industry will be going. So have you heard anything, any invitation extended as yet to anybody in the agriculture? Are you the one who will be included in the 100 persons Troy?
As we speak on Farm Report, I'd like to report that available right now is a lot of local carrots is available.
Try not
we
play
have
with you today.
Sweet potatoes right now is out there, and cabbage is out there also. Local cabbage, and a lot of I would say we have yams also available, and coming soon will be onion. Local onions. I know many people out there love the local onions. So that will be soon up and available. Easter is right around the corner. So some farmers told me that they will have the ground food, the Edos and the Tanyas and so available. So when it comes to Easter, you'll get your Easter food, your dry food, as we call it. You can get your eggplant locally and so. But I would like to send a shout out to the Mansion Group, right? The president, and so we call him Chubby, right? But Mr. Patrick and his wife, they're doing a very good job with the Mansion Group. We were having some serious problems with monkeys, and the group having about 6 farmers. So we had some serious problem with monkeys, and we lost quite a bit of our crops due to monkeys. But then we had a project, and with an expenditure over $13,000, and we were able to move some of the trees that were close to the farmlands, and so we make it a little more harder for the monkeys to come in. So you see, if we come together and we combine, I by myself can handle $13,000. So you see, it's a group effort. We were able to get that money, and as a matter of fact, it's 13 and counting, because as we speak, work are going on there. We have the excavator on site and moving some of those big trees that is the monkeys coming from. So I like to send kudos to the president and his wife. His wife is the treasurer, so any come more money. So
we handle the purse well.
Yes. That's one thing. That's one thing I give to women. They'll be able to make ends meet. So I like to say kudos to them.
Okay. So you're not gonna answer Biff's question?
What was the question?
Biff say if you're going on the trip.
Or anybody in the agriculture industry.
Well, you see, what I will say, that farmers for years have been crying out for assistance, right? And while farmers are struggling because government don't have money to provide them with the seeds, the chemicals, and other inputs, I think the choice of, or they choose to spend the money is something we should question. I don't know much about the trip. I heard about the trip. I think it must be yesterday or something. I heard somebody talking about this trip. I don't know. But farmers need money for small equipment and so. Some farmers might want their own tractors and so. Let's make some money available so that farmers could get low-interest loans.
But I saw something like that from the minister yesterday talking about something. Let me see if I could find it. You go continue, Troy.
There's something, a REAP. I haven't looked.
Yeah, a REAP. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
REAP.
Yeah.
And it's an acronym.
Yeah.
I am not certain. But speaking of agriculture, Troy.
But they had something named DRIP also.
So what was DRIP?
Eh?
What was drip?
You asked the minister, some drought resistant, something.
It has Minister Duggins hailed the launch of REAP insurance as a significant
Yeah,
tool.
insurance is speaking about
to
insurance.
safeguard the livelihoods of farmers.
Yeah, that have nothing to do with farmers getting access
Okay, all right, that's something different.
Low interest loans. We're not asking for no handout, you know.
Mhm.
And I mean, and when you look at it, nothing wrong in giving farmers grants also, you know. Nothing wrong with that. If you look at what's going on in the world today, I would want to believe that they would have some kind of meeting and say, "Boy, we need the farmers now more than ever," you know.
Yeah. So we gotta feed ourselves because
Yeah, we need the farmers now more than ever. I don't know if the trip to wherever the trip will be.
5 continents.
Well, I don't know at the end of that trip if anybody's life will be better off. I don't know if somebody will be able to get money to start a business. I don't know if that will help the farming community in any way at the end of the trip.
Okay.
These are things I don't know. Them who organize the trip will have to explain. But as far as farming and agriculture is concerned, we are asking for monies to made available for us to get interest-free
Okay, caller, go ahead.
interest loans.
We're live on Farm Report, okay?
Morning, Patencio.
Morning.
Morning, Troy.
Good morning,
sir. Oh boy, try, you got to change your name, you know. Okay, you can call me Biff.
Patencio. Morning, Troy.
Morning.
Biff.
Sir.
Biff.
Yes, sir.
All we want them to do is tell the truth, you know. Tell the truth. That's all we want, the truth. I only rest till we get reward. Troy.
Yes.
Why is it you all ain't come and telling us? Because people saying that you all getting things through the customs. The farmers, them, we want to know the truth.
Getting things to
Because
customs.
people saying are getting things through the customs. So tell the public if it's so or if it's so. Because for me, jam down, I want to see farmers order the stuff and get the stuff through the custom free. Just like Marriott and the hotel where they want to move them poor people over on the beach. Free. We want the farmers them to get a stake in the country to produce to feed we.
Well,
problem in the world, I ain't see it. Try Biff and Catency, I ain't see the problem in the world. It take the rest of them to tell I in it. Problem in the world. Have a good morning, Joy.
Good morning.
Thank
again.
you, Jamie.
For a period of time, the agriculture sector will enjoy some duty frees and a vehicle. And I think there's certain things in place. You got to be a 4-wheel drive pickup and so. But you might get a little waiver for another vehicle. That is something that's been there for quite a while. You've been able to get duty free and that. Some inputs that you might be able to get duty free if you ask and you beg for some duty free, some duties off. It is not a known policy that certain things are listed as duty free for farmers, because some of the things that farmers use, they claim they are dual purpose. So in the fact that you could just go up there as a farmer and get these things duty free, you got to apply for them and wait for quite a time, 6 months. But
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report. Okay, we lost that caller.
Yep, but what I'm trying to get at is the way government spend money.
Do you have a caller? Caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report.
Good morning and peace to you all. I bring that in the name of Jesus Christ. What I call is just to echo something that Mr. Flanders just mentioned about the farmers. My name is Lincoln David Fellan. My area, number 7, has a bunch of farmers. I'm not saying that maybe the ministry is not doing anything, but I don't think they're doing enough. And if we're looking at what is happening now, with the wars and everything, yes, it might be oil, might be the issue right now that might be increasing. What about crops as well? Because it needs oil as well to fuel the machinery that we're going to do that in those overseas countries. And I know a lot of countries actually take the time out, whether it's subsidizing or whatever sort of their farmers, because they recognize food. And even if you want to take it from a scriptural point of view, he said the soil, the farming, that's where we have to get our living from. This is not about the Bible, but I bring that in to let you realize, even in the scriptures, speaks to the soil. Cartesian, you guys should know that. You guys are church people as well, don't even try. And the persons of the nation who go to church. Then we know the scripture speaks about that. And I'm just calling, if it is not being addressed at this time, I want to assure all the farmers in the Federation, especially number 7, that when we reach there, we will get all this sorted out, because we believe in helping our farmers, because not just because of farming sake. Farming is a business, just like any other business. And it needs attention, and it provides livelihood, not only for the farmers themselves, but they might have employees, but for the nation who they're feeding. So I just want to leave that there so that the persons who are there now could recognize it is more than what you think. If food are not here, then we have a problem. You all realize that. And therefore, I think we need to look at it seriously. Don't look at who bringing the message. Look at the message. So, thank you very much. God bless you all. And all the farmers shortly Federation of St. Nevis continue to do a good job. And I know you are doing something that is good for our nation and for yourselves and family. Creating generational wealth as well for your family is very important. And that should be the goal of government, actually, especially from a people like us, knowing our history. Generational wealth is very important. I'm going to leave it there because it's about agriculture, but you see how we've gone into generational wealth for the farmers. Because in other big countries, children and farms are actually children, is going down to grandchildren, great-grandchildren even, because of the importance of farming. The farms, the large farms. So thank you all, God, very much. God bless you all. God bless St. Nevis. God bless constituencies number 7.
All right, thank you. Caller, go ahead. You're live in Island T. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Quick question for Troy. Yeah, hey, Troy.
Yeah, I'm
good morning,
listening.
man. Okay, real quickly, before we spoke about the ratio between the tractor drivers and the number of tractors, even though that figure is minimal, did that situation get sorted out yet? Because I think you guys said that the tractor drivers, 2 tractor drivers at least, were sent home, I guess because of retirement. And can you put that in perspective? And I stand corrected if I made an incorrect statement. But can we tell the people how much operational tractors we have in the ministry on St. Kitts, and if they hired some new drivers or what? And secondly, a comment to the Prime Minister and a general comment concerning agriculture. We see what's going on in the world, the Iran war right now, the war in the Middle East, and we see what's going on in the world, and we are not inputting or investing enough money into agriculture at all. We don't have the actions to match at all. We see how America can turn on and turn off on us in the Caribbean, and they can do it to us at any moment. So my question to the Prime Minister is, this same Exim Bank that he be talking so highly of, right? Why can't he secure at least some low interest or no interest loans for the farmers and invest some money to the farmers, especially this time that we've seen what's happening across the world? Why can't he make one step up and at least try to secure some type of funding for these farmers? And I'll leave it there. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the calls.
Thank you.
In terms of the tractors, yes, the 2 drivers that was sent to them, they are back on the job, and so they are now operating. We still have the 3 tractors operating right now, and but there's no new driver. But these 2 drivers that was sent to them, they are back on the job. The word that get to me is that they are on a contract.
Oh, okay.
So that's how that one play out. But I would like to get to a point that you look at St. Kitts. We are importing over $1 million worth in onions, right? And onion is something that we could grow here very well. We just need the proper infrastructure that we could grow onion, and we have local onion all year round. We could do that. You just need the proper infrastructure. You need somebody who get them dry. You need some proper storage. And we could have onions. When I go to this supermarket and I purchase onions, sometimes the onions them that are there, they are over a year old.
I know sometimes they're soft.
Yeah, they're old because you could tell Because whenever they harvest them, you see them come out of storage. You could tell when the season is just gone, the fresh onions, you could tell when they are fresh.
And some of them really start shooting already.
Okay.
And the same thing with garlic.
Yeah.
The garlic you go to buy and
they're shooting.
all of them shooting.
But then when you look at St. Kitts, when you talk about Liamiga, fertile soil, it's just a talk. What we getting from the fertile soil? What we doing with it?
Bush.
And grass.
Yep.
What we getting from it? I mean, we have some crop like watermelon, tomatoes, onion. I will just stay with them three there. Let's use them three. They require a large amount of land to get a lot, great yield. We could be self-sufficient with these three crops, almost all year round. And these three crops we could use a trade, because we could produce enough that we could trade with the neighbor island. Just these three crops. And you look at these three crops could move the farmer economic status. You see? As the caller before talking about generation wealth. The farmer could move from where he is to middle income and upper middle income. They could. These three crops have the potential to do that for the farmers. You could tell me over $1 million in onions every year. Let's say you use 10 farmers, that's 100,000, easy maths, right? For 10 farmers. And they have the potential that you could overflow, so you could export. So your income still could go up. Why you can't do that for your people, for the farmers? Do something for the people. We speak about food and food security, right? It's sad, you know. It's sad. Because, I mean, I went into an area there and I see a big pile of documents. My name was almost on the top of that pile of documents. People who own the government for the 25 by 25, right? So you see, farmers, now the 25 by 25 fail. But who left to foot the bill? The farmers. Wow. You burden down the farmers down with this expenditure that you force upon them. A big pile of thing there with farmers. Surprisingly, when I went in, I remember on top. Yes, I owe the government some money. From the 25 by 25. I could admit, yes, so they could come after me to try one money. I say, okay, when I get it, I give it to you. Because you are making it easy for me to own, to pay you. And if the 25 by 25 was a success, that there will be no need for that pile. Because the thing is that whatever you produce was supposed to go through the government marketing unit, and they now we're going to deduct the money that you owe them.
Okay.
But because nothing reached to the marketing unit, the pile is there.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just... So why didn't it reach to the marketing unit then?
Because the crops fail.
Okay, understood.
The crops fail.
Why did the crops fail, though?
Two crops, I mean, for me, it was tomatoes and sweet peppers, bell peppers. At the time when I get those things, it was too hot for the tomatoes.
Okay.
So the tomatoes didn't fruit.
Okay.
So you plant the trees, you care the trees, but you ain't get no fruit out of the trees.
Oh, boy.
And then you have these amount of seedlings you get from government, which you got to pay them back for.
Okay.
Same thing with the bell peppers. And that's that. I guess it was. I could speak for me, and judging from the pile.
Folks, you know you can't find humor in things sometimes, because if you know you'll go crazy, people say that.
Yeah, if you know
that. Lord, I could only imagine.
I could speak for me. But looking at what was there, I guess other farmers could say the same that I'm saying, and I mean the extension officers said it, that the crops failed.
Yeah.
They were aware that the crops failed. And now the government is actually shaking down farmers for the money. Shaking down farmers, insists that you got to pay up this money when you know that you're the one who put them in that position, that tight position.
I mean, yes, if you owe, you should be paid. You should
Yeah,
pay. I
exactly.
believe in paying your bills.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe one person less on that trip might be able to pay farm. Every farm. That might be able to buy seeds, might be able to buy fertilizer. Because you got to think about food security. Say it and mean it. Not just say it because it's a catchphrase. When you speak of food security, you have to put the proper infrastructure in place to say that you're moving. I'm telling you, that trip going around there, could have, in my area, they could have built a nice big reservoir. They have a well there already. Pump the water up there, and gravity feed the water to all the farmers and back. That money that going on that trip, with money left over, could have do that for the farming community. Right? So it's the priority. You have maybe about 10 farmers or more in the area there. So right there and then, that's 10 personal help to lift the economic status. Or to the 100, so you left with 90 try.
Yeah, and 10 persons that could probably feed some of us.
Exactly. So you got to look at where you put in the money. Is the proper use for money? Give people a dry ride? I mean, I've been accused that when I come on this program, even by farmers, that this program is political. It is said that this program is political.
Which farm report?
Yes, it is said that. Even by farmers, they are saying it.
But if it directly correlates with what is happening, then I don't see it as political. We're just talking about what's happening and where we see monies that are used. If it's the government money being used, where it can be channeled to feed ourselves, because we can't feed ourselves, we'll be in trouble.
And we could produce food to bring down our food import bill with ease. It could happen. It could happen. You're talking about, let's say, the same ground food, the dashing and the thing. There are certain areas in St. Kitts that could produce a large amount of this ground food. They got yam, and so we could produce. The Mansion Group just produce a lot of yams. A lot of Mansion Group produce a lot of carrot, yam, sweet potatoes. They are the leading producers of sweet potatoes in St. Kitts. Maybe yam and carrots too. It could happen. You know, it's a group of people, we come together and we prepare a large area. And maybe at the end of the day, when you get your bill, you may pay $500 to prepare a whole large area, because that's the strength of when you come together. We combine the cost and everybody pay a little. That's why I just call on the farmers when I come here. Let's get together. Let's join hands. And, you know, I think we reach a point that we just got to tell the government, move out the way. Just pave the road and move.
We can do the rest.
Yeah, just pave the road first, move out the way. Less government, it's best for me. Yeah. I'm a conservative by nature. I don't believe in government.
Yeah. All right. Well, Troy, this is where we'll have to wrap it up for today. I know when information starts flowing, time runs out. And I see we have a next missing persons bulletin before we close off. We'll Tamara, how do we say her last name? Destush?
That sounds like it.
Alias Tammy, light-skinned, last seen leaving the CFBC premises on March the 16th at approximately 10 a.m. and has not been seen or heard from since. I pray that this young lady is found soon. They said, if you have any information, please contact her sister Vanessa at 869-765-7695 or the nearest police station.
Wow. So,
yeah, we found the young lady that was missing in Nevis, and we see a police communique has since come out to see there'll be repercussions, because, you know, we worry once we hear a young lady is missing. So, and sometimes, as I told Biff yesterday, we say, oh, she gone out by her boyfriend, or she just hiding out somewhere, she's going to go back home. But then we had the incident that we had last year that didn't end too well, and we don't want any more of those incidents in our federation. We're too small for stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't need it.
No, not at all.
Once
So,
again.
Troy, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks to WinFM again for hosting Farm Report. And
See you next week.
Hopefully.
All right. All right. Okay, listeners, thank you so much, and see you tomorrow, God's willing.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time. It's tea time. Whatever time. It's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
This is not a drill. Liat Air's 30-day advance sale is live right now. We're talking prices so low, you'll think we made a mistake. Spoiler alert, we did it. Say hello Barbados, hello St. Lucia, hello Antigua. Book 30 days ahead for ridiculously low fares across our Caribbean network. But hurry, seats are filling up like last roti at lunch fast. Visit www.flyliatair.com or call 1268-713-5428 today. Liat Air, pride of the Caribbean.
To the hands that plant, the families that harvest, and the farmers who feed St. Kitts and Nevis, we thank you. This March, TDC Home and Building Depot celebrates you with 20% off lawn and garden essentials. Everything you need to grow stronger, greener, and better than ever. Visit TDC Home and Building Depot today, and let's keep growing together. TDC, proudly supporting the farmers of St. Kitts and Nevis. Together we succeed.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time. It's tea time. Whatever time. It's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over